Rosemary Jenks from Numbers USA wants to stop illegal immigration. She spoke about E-Verify being free for employers and virtually free for the government. She also wants to end the visa lottery, end chain migration categories, but political refugees are okay. Someone from Writers Against Illegal Aliens, which was, they described it as a motorcycle focus group, spoke. And then Herm Cain, former CEO of Godfather's Pizza, spoke.
We don't need to rewrite the Declaration of Independence. We don't need to rewrite the Constitution. We need to enforce the Constitution.
On illegal immigration, Cain recommends that we empower the states to do what the federal government will not. He's not trying to be politically correct, he said. He's trying to be correct. There was a media panel where the question came up several times, why should Iowa continue to hold first-in-nation status? And how do we justify it? And will we justify it? And please justify it to him why Iowa is first in the nation. Senator Jim DeMint from South Carolina was the keynote speaker. So that was the King Conservative Principles Conference. It's been heavily covered by the Des Moines Register. And so between that and what you've heard here, you might get kind of a good idea of what happened there.
There's some more construction going on the other side. Over here. That's the river road. That's the river.
I'm going to move on to headlines, and I've got many from different sources. And I'll just start out with the Iowa Bystander, the March 11th issue. New strategies identified to increase access to healthy food. At a recent community gathering, 43 health leaders and food advocates launched 5 key strategies to increase access to affordable, healthy food for all Polk County residents. They gave their website as www.healthypolk.org. The people who identified these strategies, and that includes a mobile food pantry, identifying locations where people can sign up for food assistance online, creating a community food plan, strengthening the working relationships within the food community, and then improve communication within the food community. The people who identified these new strategies will reconvene on Friday, May 13th at 8 o'clock a.m. at River Place, 2309 Newt Avenue to report on their progress and plan their next steps. The public is welcome to attend. For more information, call 286-3430 or email chris.frantsvog@polkcountyiowa.gov.
You can't walk on this path here. They've got it blocked off with caution tape. But you can still look.
And that sounds very similar to the goals of the Evelyn Davis Project, their effort to acquire the property at 801 University, the old Top Value location. The Center for Working Families, which is affiliated with that project, did secure financing to purchase the building at 801 University. This is an update that came from their office on March 2011, their commercial retail developer update. Save Stores, which would have been the retail portion of the work center, has faced significant delays and has been unable to proceed. Their letter of intent has expired, and when the financing for the new developer to take the place of Save Stores has been confirmed, they will meet with neighborhood associations, local businesses, and faith-based groups. The new developer's plan includes a full-service grocery store with an eat-in deli, fresh meats, dry goods, and ethnic foods. The new developer does not reside in Des Moines, but has family connections. The City Council must approve any financial plan to purchase the building. So that project, which we have spoken on, I think for the first time in stormwater episode last November has kind of fallen through on some respects, but they're hoping to replace the person who was going to participate in that with another developer. So we can just continue to monitor that and then hope that all the many involved parties can come to an agreement on how that should proceed. I hope it's soon. This has been a project that's been in the works for several years, I think since 2009. And so it does make you wonder how and why it's so difficult to bring a basic human need, fresh, healthy food, to an entire community of people on the north central side of Des Moines. And what are the barriers and why are there barriers to that? It's a pretty interesting situation going on, I think.
Right now, our river is behaving rather well. It's staying within the banks, but just in case, they're taking precautions.
Okay, so continuing on with headlines, transit agencies rebuffed on requests for more funds. This is coming from the March 16th Wall Street Journal. And we just moved from food to transportation. We're also going to throw in energy and a few other issues as well. Officials from more than 30 public transit systems came to Washington this week to tell Congress that most of them don't have the money to keep up with demand as rising gas prices boost ridership. But a key House Republican said Tuesday that the transit systems needed to streamline their operations and not count on Congress for more money. The American Public Transportation Association, a Washington trade group, said that most of its member transit systems that responded to a survey reported ridership increases of at least 4% in January or February compared with a year ago. And our transportation issue was episode number 4. You can get access to these past episodes of Blue.Green.Fusion, including episode 4, by YouTube.
Still on the river, in the distance, you can see the Capitol. There, it's our Capitol. Downstream is the Capitol.
Transit systems are funded through a variety of sources in addition to fares, including federal, state, and local funds. Most capital funding typically comes from federal sources, with $14 billion for public transportation each year is far less than the $60 billion that industry officials say is needed. So that's how it looks on the federal side.
This is another look at our levee. You can't walk on this road. See that caution fence? Can't ride your bike yet. But it looks like they're pulling it together.
This is also from the same edition of the Wall Street Journal. This is the opinion section. A Northeast Corridor bullet train, and so they're talking about high-speed rail on the northeast side of the United States. Unfortunately, even with a commitment from the President, the current fiscal situation in Washington does not allow for a large and sustained investment of federal money. The market for high-speed rail along the Northeast Corridor is already established, the dedicated right-of-way already assembled, and the economy there already reliant on passenger rail service. But today's Amtrak service under the Acela brand name is, by international standards, a joke.